Hello, my dear friends. It's so good to be with you today. Thank you for taking a little time to sit with me and open God's Word together. Today, we're going to talk about the book of James, one of the most practical and down-to-earth books in the whole Bible. James was written to believers who were going through hard times, people who were scattered, struggling, and trying to keep their faith strong. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Now, James doesn't use fancy words or long speeches. He's like that honest friend who tells you what you need to hear, with love and truth. And the first two chapters remind us how faith is meant to work in real life. As we go through this, just sit back, relax, and imagine James sitting across from you, maybe over a cup of coffee or tea, saying, "Let's talk about what it really means to trust God every day." You don't need to worry about remembering every detail. Just let the message soak in. Let it comfort you, encourage you, and maybe even challenge you in a good way. Life can bring aches, losses, and long days, but God's Word has something steady to say through all of it. All right, let's begin with chapter 1 and see how James helps us grow stronger in faith right where we are. James opens his letter by saying, "Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy." That sounds strange, doesn't it? Joy when things go wrong. But James explains why. He says these hard times test our faith. And when our faith is tested, it grows stronger. Just like muscles grow stronger when we use them. He tells us to ask God for wisdom whenever we don't know what to do. And he promises that God gives wisdom generously, without scolding us. That's such a comforting thought. James also says we shouldn't just listen to God's word. We should do what it says. Because hearing alone doesn't change much. It's like looking in a mirror, seeing your hair's all messy, then walking away and forgetting to fix it. He ends chapter 1 by reminding us that real religion, real faith is shown in kindness. He says, "Take care of widows and orphans, and keep yourself from being polluted by the world." In other words, don't just talk about faith, live it out by loving people. Simple words, strong truth. James doesn't leave us guessing. He shows that faith is proven by the way we treat others and how we hold on to God through tough times. Now let's talk about what that means for us in plain words. James is saying that life's troubles, the aches, the pains, the loneliness, the waiting, they're not meaningless. They're like God's gym for our faith. Every time we face a struggle and keep trusting Him, our faith gets a little tougher, a little steadier. You might not run marathons anymore, but your spiritual muscles, oh, they're still growing. When you stay patient through discomfort, when you pray even though you feel weak, that's faith in action. When James says, ask God for wisdom, he's saying, don't try to figure life out alone. Whether it's a tough doctor's report or a bad night's sleep, you can whisper, "Lord, I need your help to get through this." And He will give it quietly, gently, and in the right time. And that part about doing what the Word says, James is saying faith isn't just believing something. It's living it. It's kindness. It's patience. It's not snapping at someone when you're hurting. It's saying thank you to the nurse who checks your blood pressure. It's smiling at the aide who brings your medicine. You see, small acts of love are big in God's eyes. And even if the world doesn't notice, heaven does. Now let's move into chapter 2. James begins by talking about how we treat people. He says, don't show favoritism. If someone walks into church wearing fancy clothes and another person comes in wearing old ones, don't give the rich man the best seat and tell the poor one to stand in the back. James says that kind of behavior doesn't match the heart of Jesus because God doesn't judge by appearances. He looks at the heart. Then James asks a powerful question. What good is it if someone says they have faith but no works to show it? He's not saying we earn our way to heaven. He's saying that real faith naturally shows itself, like a tree that naturally produces fruit when it's alive and healthy. He says faith without works is dead. That means if we truly believe in God, it will show up in how we treat others, in kindness, forgiveness, and love. Think of how medicine works when you take it. You can look at it, believe it helps, but if you never take it, nothing changes. James is saying the same about faith. It has to be active to make a difference. James is saying it's not enough to say we love God. People should see it in our lives. Think about it like this. You can have a full bottle of medicine on your nightstand, but if you never take it, it won't help you. Faith works the same way. You can believe in the medicine all day, but the healing comes when you actually use it. When we forgive, when we encourage, when we share a smile, we're taking that medicine called faith, and it helps heal the world around us. Maybe you can't get up and do what you used to, but that doesn't mean your faith stopped working. Every prayer you whisper for your family, every kind word you share with your roommate, every moment you choose peace instead of complaint, that's powerful faith in motion. And when James talks about favoritism, it's a reminder that every person matters, the weak, the quiet, the forgotten. God sees the worth in every soul, even when the world doesn't. So whether you can serve with your hands or just with your words, every act of love counts. Faith is not about movement, it's about the heart behind it. So what's the heart of these first two chapters? It's this: faith isn't about how much you can do or how strong you are. It's about trusting God in the middle of everyday life. When your body feels weak, your faith can still be strong. When your eyesight fades, your spiritual vision can still be clear. When you feel forgotten, God still knows your name. James reminds us that trials have purpose, that listening to God's word is only the start. Living it out is where it comes alive. And that showing kindness, no matter how small, is one of the greatest ways to show faith. So here's your gentle challenge. Tomorrow, find one small way to live your faith. Maybe thank a caregiver, say a prayer for someone hurting, or simply tell God, I trust you today. Because that's what James is all about. Faith that breathes, faith that moves, faith that shines through love. Thank you, dear friends, for spending this time with me. May God bless you, strengthen you, and fill your heart with peace. Until next time, remember, your faith still matters, and so do you.